Yeah, I mean, one of the things that's sort of jumping out at me is that this is a much more approachable whiskey.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Whiskey Neck Pour. I'm Zach.
And I'm John. And today we kind of have a cool bottle. We have Blue Run's limited release of their series called Reflection. And something kind of caught me, I don't want to say spoke to me a little bit, but it resonated with me a little bit. This was a series they kind of put together more or less kind of during COVID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we were doing a little bit of reading and some research before this video. One of the things that came up is that the name Reflection stems from a couple of the founders of Blue Run going through a period of sort of personal turmoil during the time when they were establishing Blue Run, but also during COVID. So this Blue Run Reflection series, from what it sounds like, is some of the juice they sipped on during that time, but also once those periods of struggle had sort of ended and they were able to sit down and reflect on kind of where they were in their lives and everything that had transpired. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's this name, this first offering from the Reflection series is based off of that.
We just went through different things through that time period. Yeah. So it's like I'd really like to have a bottle that really reflects that and kind of brings us on the new path, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I got really high hopes up for this.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and get it cracked open?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and crack this bad boy.
A little bit of additional information about it. It's proof down from their High Rye offering. So I think this is sitting at about 95 proof. I don't have any information really on the mash bill, but I'm going to assume it's along the same lines as some of their other stuff. This was, I want to say it was distilled by Jim Rutledge in 2018 is what some of the information I was able to find.
I will say they're doing a great job with the still. Holy cow.
So the butterfly apparently is coated in sterling silver. And then I want to say the font and the text on the bottle itself is also silver, which is kind of interesting.
It's a cool thing you're doing, a little extra.
Yeah. Good cork pop.
Still synthetic, but...
Yeah. All right, neck pour time.
And a little to our barrel.
So we are going to go ahead and take a look at this. I want to say this retails at about $90 online. It was available first on May 4th, I want to say.
Yeah.
Online from their store, that is. I know we were seeing people posting about being able to pick up bottles and stuff like that in other states. I think I saw a few from Texas and places like that. But this was the first time that we were able to get our hands on it. So we'll go ahead and take a look here and see what it smells like.
Maybe I'm just a little more emotional today, but it almost smells a little bit like spring. Kind of coming out of, something, coming out of winter, going into spring. It's a little earthy, clean air smelling to me.
It's definitely got some like crisp, bright notes on the nose.
Yeah.
Maybe like some like I want to say like red apple notes on it. Like when you cut open an apple for the first time and you kind of get a smell. That's a little bit what I'm getting on the nose here. A little bit of rye spice, not heavy like the other ones are, not like their High Rye.
I'm going to be honest. I really wanted to love it off the smell. It's good. It's a good rye. It's just not hitting the way I wanted it to hit. And there's really no good way of putting that besides it came off really springy, fresh, like you said, crisp, and then you take it and it's way more balanced than some of the other Blue Runs we've tasted.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that's sort of jumping out at me is that this is a much more approachable whiskey than some of their other stuff because it's lower proof, so there's not much. It's not as much of a punch on the up front like some of the other ones have been.
There's still a little punch at the end, though.
So if I've got somebody who's coming over to hang out and they don't know a ton about bourbon or whiskey and things like that, this might be something I would start them off on because it's not real heavy. It's got some nice notes and stuff like that, especially on the nose. I mean, the nose is incredible on this.
Yeah.
The palate, I mean, it seems, it tastes a lot like the High Rye Batch 2.
Just watered down.
Just a little bit proof down. And I think it makes this a little bit more of an approachable whiskey for people who are sort of newer to the bourbon game.
So I guess that kind of brings me to our rating system with you. Where are you at on this with?
I think this is good bourbon. This is definitely stuff to try. I'm not sure that this is something that I would, because it's also a little pricey. I mean, retail, it's about $90. I think for us, shipping and everything to the door, it was like $120. So I don't know that I would have bought a second bottle of this, but definitely worth a try for sure.
Yeah, it's like you can tell, like Blue Run, you're doing good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not quite there for me. I would say this is a pass for me, and not in a bad way. It's just, I think for the money you're going to spend, like there's significantly cheaper and better ryes out there. But the flip side, you got the small guy in the game doing something cool, and I respect that. But it's just not quite, for my palate, where I'd want it.
Well, the other thing about this and kind of the story behind where this name came from is that it's cool to know that this is a bottle that sort of originated from personal strife within Blue Run as a company.
Right.
I mean, not that, that's cool that they were going through something, but that this bottle sort of originated during that time of reflection for them when they were, sort of coming through some of those things and had a minute to sit back and look back. So that is definitely something that I can appreciate, and I think that's got a pretty good story to it.
I definitely love the story, for sure. The question is, though, Zach, can it take down something on your wall?
All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a blind our sensory deprivation stuff on, so
Safety gear.
safety gear. So I won't be able to see or hear anything. John's going to have a couple of mystery pours for me. One of this, one of something up on my shelf to see if this will take down anything that's up there right now. So we'll see how this goes here.
Let's find out.
Hold up. You're probably wondering how we got here. Well, the producer forgot to turn on the microphone, so instead, we're going to be doing a little commentary track courtesy of Zach, John, and myself, producer Micah. John, take it away for us.
Zach's going in for a blind taste test. He's entered the metaverse. He is now totally deprived of any censorship.
Censorship.
Sensory.
So yeah, at this point, John is working on getting a blind paired up with the Blue Run Reflections and a bottle of his choosing, which it looks like he's going with the High West Midwinter Nights Dram, which is going to be a tough one because that's a very good bottle.
Now, guys, this is like my favorite bottle that exists in the world.
Why is it on your wall?
You picked it first.
Whatever.
It's just a great bottle. This is highly ranked up to 1792 12 year for me. Anyway, we have a nice pour going on here. And I want to keep him honest and fair, so I grabbed his hands to make sure he was comfortable.
You just wanted to hold my hand. You can be honest. It's okay.
Well, if you make this decision, you're really letting the bourbon world down, so...
Yeah, well, taking a few sniffs here to see how they are on the nose. My first impressions were for the bottle the Glencairn in my left hand. Lighter on the nose, more pleasant. It had some kind of sweet fruit notes on it. The glass in my right hand was a little bit harsher on the nose. So at this point, I was having a hard time sort of, trying to identify which one was which and which one I liked better.
You were really struggling to identify, and it was really surprising because I really thought this would be a no contest for you. But to watch you go in for like your third sip.
I had to. Like I said, I was having a hard time being able to pick one. But at the end of the day, kind of going back and forth between the two of these here, one of them was just an easier bourbon to sip on for me.
Which you haven't quite committed yet.
Really surprised
me. It looks like you're about to make. Oh,
here's
that
where
being
it is.
said. So you really shook me to the core of my bourbon. It looks like you're about to ultimately pick. Here's where it is. So you really shook me to crazy is we've tried some pretty good bourbons, and as much crap as I kind of give Blue Run, they have more bottles on our top 10 than anybody else.
They do.
Actually, maybe Buffalo Trace, but because we have 2 Buffalo Trace products up there.
Yeah.
3. We have 3. We have 4.
To bring us back to this video here, what's going on is that editor Micah has stepped in to throw a curveball in. So, Micah, why don't you tell him what you were laying on us there?
So John loved this bottle so much, we felt like it was only fair for John to have to save this bottle, give him one chance to save this Midwinter's Night Dram. Now, I've tasted the bottle, even though I'm not a huge drinker. It tastes very good, but his reaction, John's love for it, I decided it was only fair to give him one last shot. So here's Zach giving him the last blind pour to save the Midwinter's Dram.
Now, I will say this. This has probably been the most unfair matchup you've put me in. You guys follow our TikTok. We do some pretty cool high versus lows, but you guys know 1792 12 year is literally my favorite all-time sipper. I just think it's a great glass. So to put it against Dram, that put me in a tough spot.
I did, and I did it on purpose, though, because I wanted to make sure that if that bottle was going up on the wall, that it was going to have to take down a pretty heavy hitter for you.
Yeah, I mean, like that's putting the best to the best right there. If this had gone up against any of those other ones, maybe Crown Roll 18, but I don't see E.H. Taylor. I don't see Buffalo Trace. I don't see him taking them down.
Yeah. So right now at this point, John's having a little bit of a hard time. Both are very good whiskeys. It's very clear. He's having a hard time picking them. And what John actually says right here is that the Dram is the one that he picks because he was so sure that he picked Midwinter Night's Dram.
I think I was so focused on it.
He was very, very sure he was about to pick the Midwinter Night's Dram. Turns out it was 1792 12 year.
But to be fair, I've said from day one that's my favorite bottle.
You have.
It's kind of like giving a kid a lollipop that's like an unflavored one, but like eventually you figure it out. It's just good.
I'm gonna do a little nightcap with you here.
Oh yeah. Let me get a fresh glass.
Just had another week to sit here and age, so I'm a little curious to see how this is gonna.
Oh boy.
Color. I swear this gets better every week. I don't know if it's just the hype that it's sitting out here doing its thing, but bubblegum forward.
I'm getting a lot of like caramel corn on it now.
I swear to you, that might be the most unique thing I've ever tasted.
Man, that's like a caramel apple.
Like if this was like, I don't want this as my last drink, but if I was having dessert with dinner and I was like at that level of like I'm a little buzzed, yeah, you're gonna pair it real nice with my creme brulee. Anyway, hey, if you made it this far, we appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys checking the channel out.
Before you leave, we do have a special little treat. Guys, help us help you by opening the Grain of the God bottle.
Yeah.
We're super excited about it. We're going to crack it when we hit, is it 1,000?
I think we're shooting for 2,000 subscribers before we open that.
So sometime 5 years from now, we'll be opening this with you. And if you made it that far, we might have a special treat for you at that point.
Maybe we'll send you a pour, yeah. But make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Let us know if there's anything you want us to try to take a look at and review. If there's something that you think we should be doing different, we appreciate the feedback. So definitely let us know, and we appreciate everybody sticking around to the end.
Yeah, and if there's a local bottle in your market, you know, and you want us to try it, hit us up. We'll find it out.
Yeah. Until next week, have a good one.
Tater Nation out.